daughter's Apple iPhone 13 decided it was going to go green screen on us and flicker and be unusable. After calling Apple and going through a bunch of brick your phone type options, restore, factory reset, everything, there was no solution and really no warranty coverage for this because it was a year and a half old. So rather than pay Apple for a very high priced screen, we went to Amazon and picked up a lower priced screen. And my intention here today is to show you how we replace this screen and if it works. I don't know that it's going to work. I'm hoping it works, but we'll take you along. The first thing I'm going to do is take this cord out because I really don't want it to charge. I was just showing you the green screen here. I want this to be off. I'm going to press the up and the down volume and then hold the power in. And I'm going to turn that screen off. Okay. I've already got the SIM card out. You want to take that out just so there's no issue with that. And to start with here, we're going to take these two small screws out right here. So from the looks of it, I need this particular kit. It's an orange screwdriver. We have to put that right here and very carefully turn these two screws out. These are very small screws. Take your time. If the head is plugged up with dirt or anything else, make sure that you clean it out. I'm going to put these little parts in the bag that came with my kit so that I don't lose them. Okay. So now we've got that off. The next stage here is to actually start prying the screen off. And this kit here comes with a small suction cup. And what I'm going to do is suction that to the screen. Now, if you just pull on here, it really doesn't want to come off, right? It needs some help. There's adhesive all the way around the perimeter of this screen. So what I've brought is a heat gun to soften that up. And when you're using that, you want to be careful because you do not want to get your phone too hot. And this is a couple thousand degrees, or at least 1,000 degrees coming out of here. So you just want to go around the edges real lightly and slowly. I'm getting my fingernail under there, so I've got to start, but it's still really difficult to get that up. I'm just going to slowly work at it. It will eventually come. It's got just an adhesive that holds it down, so as the heat migrates through that adhesive and through the glass more, it will come out. There it goes. Okay, so now we got the edge of this screen popping up. Okay, so it just took a little bit of the heat to get through there, and of course I let it back down. Put that picking tool in there so that we've got some space now, and it helps pull it. Okay, now I'm just going to work my way around, and hopefully that screen wasn't actually as strong as I thought it would be. It actually cracked while doing this. So heat this other part up a little bit more. Just doesn't seem like there's enough heat there to pull it off. touch. So. Okay, so now we have the screen pulled here, and it's out. Now, this isn't as clean as I was expecting it to come out, actually. I was really hoping it would come out a lot nicer than that. So we have a lot of glue bead left on here, this black trim. We've got the cameras here. We gotta make sure those stay nice and clean. So when you put this together, we gotta make sure that that is clean. And then, so what we have to do now is take out a couple of these smaller screws. So these screws, to my understanding, have specific locations to them. So we want to make sure that we reference those locations. So I'm going to just lay them out on my table where they go kind of in relationship to the unit. And you can always check this with the video if you take a video of what you're doing. Makes things easier. These are very small screws. Okay, so now we have the battery tab coming up over here. We're going to want to pluck that off, and there we go. Okay, so that popped the battery out, so now there shouldn't be power going anywhere to this board. So now let's take a look at this guy. Open up this and see what we got for everything. So when we look at them, we see that they appear to be the same devices. It's always hard to tell if everything's perfect, but from what I can see here, they look to be the same. So what I'm going to do now is actually go through this and start pulling out this material here, and then we also have to pull this tab up because that's located in here. And in this kit, there is a new seal. This is a screensaver, but this is a new seal. There, pop that off. That broke when I took the first one off. So it appears that all of the stuff did not come off with this. You can see this little guy here is got a bit of a, so there's this here, this sensor has to get attached here, so we have to go and take that out without damaging it. So this screen actually popped off, the glass popped off of the tab holding it in. So if you look at these little tabs that are all over the screen, this original screen did not come off nicely in those positions. So we have to figure out how to get that off. So I was having some trouble getting this actual ring off here, so I took that and I started prying with this plastic picking tool down in this corner here, and that was the key to starting this off. Now you got to be careful because there is a small sensor here that we have to maintain to the new screen. We just got to slowly pick this out of here, and do not rip that ribbon cable. And you can see there's a couple of screws in the back side here. And what I'm going to do is hopefully be able to get one of these screwdrivers in there. Not that one. Okay, so now we pull this off, and we be very, very careful. These just pick off with a light pull. And I'm trying to use my fingernails to get under there. There we go. Okay. So that was super challenging, but just take your time. Okay, so now we have the new screen. Still got a little bit of material here I'm going to pick out of there. I don't want to leave old rubber laying on here. This battery thing keeps popping back in its spot. It wants to be there. So we've got the old one and the new one. Now what we have to do is get these sensors back in here, put the little plate on top, screw it back in, and then get this guy put there, the power on, and then the screws back together, and then put it all back together. I'm debating if I want to take off this rubber gasket. I think I do. It's typically not good to have two separate rubber gaskets on something. I actually did that once accidentally on an oil filter on a car, and found out quickly that two gaskets does not seal better than one. So we're going to pick this off slowly. I don't want to use my heat gun in here. There's sensitive electronics in here. So for not to use heat, I'm just gonna slowly pull this rubber gasket up with my tiny little screwdriver here until I can get a hold on it, and hopefully it's stretchy enough that I can just keep pulling it with my hands now, which doesn't appear to be the case. No. So I'll come back in a few minutes and show you this after I pulled off this gasket. I pulled off all the rubber gasket material around this. It was not an easy task, I will say that. Super not fun. So now, after doing that, you have to go and put a rubber gasket back on it, which is going to be just as fun. I just want to make sure this is pressed down all the way around. And I can tell you right now that this seal is not as durable as the original, because when you pull it up, it starts to crack in some spots. And the original did not do that because I could hardly get it off. It laid down pretty nice. I don't want to touch it too much with my picking tool right now because some of this isn't pressed down. I will make sure that's pressed down with the glass. So now what I'm going to do is, my work area a little bit, and I'm going to get this sensor package back into position. Cover back on. And try to get microscopic screws back in. Okay, so that's in there now. And of course, the screen got stuck to some of the material over there. So now what I want to do is come back. I'm going to put my contact piece. Hopefully I can see that. Hopefully I'm going to put this contact piece back in. Get my battery out of there first, so I don't know why that keeps going back there. I guess because it's made to do that. Contact piece back in here for the screen. Okay. So there's that. And I'm going to plug in this battery quick. And I'm going to hit I'm just going to give it a little power because I want to see if this thing turns on now. And it does. So there you go. So once I get this back together, it should work. Okay. At least I can. Okay, so that's in. I'm going to take this off. We are going to add a little power. It shows a battery now that's dead, which is great because it's no longer a green screen. We're going to restart this thing. There it goes. Okay, and it's asking to restore it now, but we'll get past that later. But what I can see here is that we need to clean it up, put the screensaver, put it back in its case so nothing gets broken, and then we'll get to restoring everything. But that's how you fix the screen. It takes a little while, but it does work, and it gets you out of the problem of the green screen. So I'll put some links in the description about where I got this from. There's a bunch of them out there. This one happened to be a kit that I could get relatively quickly and had all the tools I needed. If you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.